What do you think about not only Snoop obtaining death row, but what he's been able to do with it since he did kind of gain control of it, as far as mainstream wise, merchandising, giving out the chains and stuff? Any thoughts?
I mean, I don't. This is no shot at Snoop. I'm not quite sure what he's done with it. I mean, I've seen like the things that you're talking about. I know he's
Yeah,
given out chains to people. That's cool. I mean, is the catalog on streaming now?
yeah, it's back on streaming now.
Okay, so was it not on streaming when he didn't own it?
He pulled it off and said that he was gonna make Death Row an NFT label, which I didn't really buy. But
Right.
from what I understand, they were trying to figure out who owns the publishing on a lot of these songs and albums.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a rat's
because-
nest
Exactly. And there's
of,
not a lot
of writers and co-writers and co-producers
and buyouts and
buyouts and whatever the fuck else. I mean, Daz had that whole lawsuit with them for a long time,
Yeah.
which I think he won. And
yeah,
I'm not sure what he's done with it. So until I see a prominent death row resurgence of some sort,
hmm
I can't say great job, Snoop.
yeah,
I hope, but that's what I'm hoping for. I
Mhm.
just haven't seen it yet. I mean, from what I understand, like 98% of NFTs are worthless
Yep.
these days.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still, Bored Apes are still kind of a thing, and I'm sure CryptoPunks are still kind of a thing, and so forth. And I know that Snoop leaned heavily into like virtual real estate and everything else like that. But Snoop has always been one to just try everything. It's always been cool. Like, yo, you got some money for me? I'll do it.
Yeah.
Maybe it won't work, maybe it will. But I have yet to see, like there's no prominent new death row artist,
right,
right?
right.
I don't know if he's signing artists or not. I've heard some rumblings here and there.
They have like an R&B artist, like
Right, that's
October
what I'm
London
saying.
or something like that. But
That's what I'm saying. Like until I see something new that I haven't seen before,
Mhm.
then I can't be like, great job, Snoop.
yeah,
I'm glad that he got it. I'm glad that one of the artists that used to be signed to a label with a shitty deal, from what I heard, is now able to own the entire label.
right.
I'm happy for it. But your question was, what do I think based on what he's done with it? And I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah,
Now, maybe a year from now, maybe when this comes out, whatever else, I will see it. And I'll be like, yo, that's amazing. But the NFT shit, I don't think, I don't think that's going to work right now.
yeah,
I may be wrong, but right now, I don't think if Snoop came up with a bunch of death row NFTs, I don't think that would be a resurgence of the label. I haven't seen anything other than, it back on streaming.
yeah,
And to his defense, I mean, what can you really do with it? It's a bunch of old music,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's not like Snoop bought, like Prince's catalog of
Yeah.
1,000 unreleased songs, and
Right.
now they're being released, and now it's like, oh shit, there's a huge hit, from a death row song with Tupac and Dre and Snoop that no one's ever heard from, 1995.
right.
It's a legacy catalog of old songs that a lot of people know. That was very big at the time, but you have to be in your 40s to really, or 50s or 60s to fully appreciate it.
Yeah,
I think most kids in their 20s may have heard a song here and there
yeah,
if their parents played it around the house.
yeah,
But, how many 20-year-olds really sat down and listened to The Chronic all the way through, or listen to Doggy Style all the way through? Maybe 1%, maybe half of 1/10 of 1%.
yeah,
It's older music. So I don't know. It may be one of those things where it wasn't really about the money. It was really more about like, yo, like I'm owning the shit that I used to work for.
right.
I bought the company that used to employ me, and that to me is maybe that to Snoop was sort of like the reason behind it. And I think didn't he give back Dre his like publishing or catalog pieces or something like?
Dre got the masters back, but it wasn't like Snoop didn't give them back to him. It was basically a contractual thing where E1, who had owned the label, they owed Dre millions of dollars because in a separation agreement, it clearly didn't have anything for streaming because streaming didn't exist.
Right.
So their lawyers basically went to, Dre's lawyers went to E1 and basically said, you owe us $4 million for all these royalties. We haven't gotten anything.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, here, we'll give you the masters back. And so he got his back. The
Yeah.
Tupac estate got their masters back.
Yeah.
Due to kind of similar circumstances. But, you know, he still owns Dog Pound, his, Rage, whatever. You know, so, yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a legacy label. You know,
Yeah.
when you buy, I mean, music is ultimately, you know, I mean, look, like, yeah, people love Michael Jackson, but our, you know, and I'm sure there was a big surge of his music when he died.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that every year after that, you probably saw a little bit of a decrease.
Yeah.
Year by year, as
Yeah.
all the Michael Jackson fans start to die off, and there's no new music. Remember, they had an album with like a fake Michael Jackson singer.
Yeah.
You know, that was wild.
Yeah.
You know, when I interviewed Teddy Riley,
Yep, he admitted to that.
he
I
admitted
saw
to
that.
it. And then when I talked to, I remember I called Rodney Jerkins, who was it was Michael Jackson's last producer, and he was like, "Yep, know all about this. They brought it to me. I told them it was fake. They
Yeah.
put it out anyways." You know.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I mean, do people really care about Prince right now that much? Like, if Prince came out with a new album, do you think it would top the charts? Probably not.
No.
Now, the Prince fans would all rush to it.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe just the amount of Prince fans out there, it might, you know, it might hit some radars, but, like, it's not like a new Taylor Swift album.
Yeah.
You know, that's just going to come out and it's like every song is on the fucking Spotify charts, you know. You know, the whole album is in the top, you know, 20.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to be like that. And I think what Snoop has on his hands is, I mean, it's a hard thing to work with. And, you know, and every year it becomes a little bit less valuable.
Yeah.
So when I remember people like try to bash these artists for selling their catalogs, and it's like, do you really think these catalogs are making more money every year? Or have they slowly been in decline? If someone wants to give you $100 million, like, yo, just take it, because I may not get that $100 million. It might take me 100 years to make that $100 million, and I'm not going to be alive at that time. So, you know, fuck my kids. Let me take the money and maybe I'll invest it and leave that to my kids.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. So, you know, I'm glad that Snoop bought it, and we'll see that what comes out of it. But I don't have high expectations
Yeah.
for
Same.
a future of death row. Just to be dead honest.
Yeah.
And if Snoop sees this, you know, it's not a shot at Snoop on any level, because I don't think that it was really like a pure business decision. I think it was more of a, you know, this is what made me, and to be able to buy it back after years of bullshit and being what I probably felt like he was robbed, and
Yeah.
felt like he was undercompensated, and felt that he was in a bad deal. You know, I remember like hearing a story with when he got with Master P, about how he was just broke at the time. Master P like gave him some money and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, to sell that many albums and be broke meant that, you know, there's probably some bitterness that they carried on for years, and to be able to just say, well, I own it all now, so fuck all y'all.
Yeah.
I'm sure that there was a pride aspect of that purchase.
Yeah.
Had to be.
For sure. Especially with the beef and all that stuff. You know,
Yeah.
to be able to get through that and be like,
Yeah.
now I own it.
Yeah, exactly. To become one of the most recognizable humans on the planet. Like, in terms of sheer popularity, you'd be hard pressed to find someone, you know, he's, I don't know, in terms of, I mean, he's definitely probably, you know, you could say he's one of the top 100 most known people on the planet.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair
Yeah.
assessment on the planet.
For sure.
You throw Snoop in any country and everyone's going to know who he is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You might there might be some really famous soccer players out there. You throw them in Missouri, they don't know who the
Yeah.
fuck he is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like Messi, as big as he is, there's certain parts of the country that don't follow soccer who have no idea who Messi is.
Yeah.
I just recently kind of found out who he was because I don't follow soccer.
Yeah.
So,
Same.
so Snoop is an icon, man. There's no way around it. I mean, I'm glad I got to interview him.
Yeah. Saw that. That was during the Lion phase, right? The
Yep.
Snoop Lion phase.
Snoop Lion, yeah.